The cruel irony of keeping the pain fresh. Well done. Thank you, Lara. That was Lara Baresi. Next up, we have Carol. Carol Shillibeer prefers not to give bios. She prefers anonymity. So just welcome her once again with your hands, with your noise. She's here to come Carol.
So some of you know that over the last, I'm a tarot reader, and over the last 30 years of reading tarot for other people, I have heard some of the most horrific love stories. Given the day, I thought I'd share a few with you. I've changed the names to protect the not so innocent. So this one, this first person I'm calling East Wind. A young man, late 30s, called me for a reading. Oh, by the way, there's no one in this room. I was surprised by his call. I used to frequent his esoteric bookstore. I led a couple of information sessions for him on Western magical traditions. But it was my professorial self, I think, that made him call me rather than someone else, someone already in his circle. I didn't know him really, and if necessary, he would never have to see me again. He didn't want to speak his question out loud, didn't want to have the weight of it on the table, or perhaps just simply didn't want the shame he clearly felt open for another's gaze. But that's the thing with card readings. All those pores surface anyway. It's the point, right? To lance, to cauterize, to heal. How can that be done without a good dose of moving air? Otherwise, it's like having knowledge without any attendant facts. Alternative facts, in fact. They always lead to no good place. So to start with anyway, I read blind. So I pulled the first card. It was the Tower. Right smack there in the center of his world. He stuttered, understanding the implications, asked me if it would ever end. We pulled another card to try and answer that, and then another. I remember that both were housed in Gemini, so under difficult circumstances, the twins pulling him apart, pulling in ways that dangled him over the burning tower. Not if you leave things as they are, I said, answering his question. It took him nearly an hour, but he finally told me that his wife had died of cancer a year ago, and he recently asked a female friend to move in with him. He said his wife told him to remarry, and he was lonely, so he asked the friend he was seeing to move in. He felt guilty, I think, as if he was betraying his wife, because really in all the ways that matter emotionally, he was still married. Even if she wasn't there for Sunday breakfast or at their favorite cafe or for book discussion evenings at the store, or any of the other mundane things that made up their lives. Not fair to the new girlfriend, I think, and apparently so did she. But there it is, people make mistakes. It's not that he was completely insensitive to her situation as the runner-up to a dead wife. He took down his wife's photos, put them in a box up on the shelf in his closet. He made room for the new by packing away the old, or at least he tried to. I'm not sure what you would do if you were the new woman in his life, but what she did, what drove him to me. During his wife's last year, right after her diagnosis, they'd taken a trip to a warm climate, a slow cruise under palm trees and night stars. It's what she wanted. He told me they were packing in the 30 years they would never have. They took photos, naked, grayscale photos of his dying wife, whose beauty was as yet undiminished. Photos of them together on the bed in the luxury cabin aboard their final ship. The new girlfriend, searching his possessions a year after the wife's death, found them, destroyed them, burnt them all. Trying to be fair, he said the girlfriend thought that as long as he held on to tokens of his dead wife, he'd never be able to fully commit to a future with her. He looked sorrowful when he said it, as if he were to blame for that terrible fire that took the last material connections to his wife. The cards following the core of his reading were pointed, if polite. They focused on self-respect. His, not the girlfriend's. The hermit card came up, for example, and that, the star, pointing to new directions, as it does. The girlfriend only came up once, and occupying that slot that was my least favorite card, filled with green slime cups gone wrong. He left after a couple of hours. Not long after that reading, I moved from the city and never saw him again. I still wonder if he booted her out the door, but I doubt it. Some people seem traumatized by love, disempowered by loneliness. I really don't understand it, but it sure makes for interesting clients. So the next person I'd call Southwind, and I also think about her as Silver Spoon. Silver Spoon was an abuser of potted plants. She told me they all died sooner or later of overwatering. Cocaine thin, she was beautiful and ardent in the pursuit of anything she was sure the universe had offered solely for her. What it came down to, as far as the reading went, she was unable to let go of the man she loved. But he let her go, moved out, moved on, claimed, she told me that theirs wasn't a healthy relationship. As she told me that, she rolled her eyes, elegantly, but rather energetically. Her disbelief in his analysis of their relationship was so great. Her fingers and hands kept moving, pointing this way and that as if to demonstrate to her absent ex-lover his great error. She came for readings sporadically. Sometimes a year would pass, but the cards didn't change, and neither did her questions. Several years after he broke up with her, he made plans to marry someone else. He announced his happiness in the local news. Silver, having heard about it through the news, devastated and still angry at his obtuseness, came to me for another reading. Same questions, same cards, same answers. What the cards had to say, a lot about letting go. Some about the alternative should she refuse, an endless plain of ruin and stagnation. She nodded happily, always at the wrong moment. This wasn't a great change on the past, but somehow it was more exaggerated, as if she was traveling to a different map or different signposts than the rest of us. Still, nothing much had changed, and after an hour and a half, she left smiling. Later, I would come to find out that she left my house and went in search of her ex. It took her a couple of days to find him, but she eventually got lucky. Unable to let him go, she ran him over with her car, crushing both of his legs, but not killing him. For this, she told me, several block years later, she was grateful. It meant, she said, there was still a chance he'd take her back. That was the last time I saw her. And lastly, this little bit is about someone I think of as West Wind. If you know the circle, each one represents an elemental force. The harridan of the love spell is how I think of her now. She moved along through the world, graceful and intelligent like deep sea water, dark and lambent. She taught various languages in American rural, increasingly conservative high schools. To make ends meet, having found that being quadrilingual was not much valued by her monolingual co-workers and bosses, she sold pot mixed with lavender and branched out based on that success to other preparations she called potions. Studying to be what she would later call a dragon witch. Someone, may their name ever be cursed, told her about me, and so she came asking tarot advice on finding what she called her jewel of love. Should have been a sign, huh? When the cards talked about respect, what she heard was adoration. Not wands again, she'd say, breathing fire. The ace turned up in the position of needing attention, but she never listened. When are you going to give me good news? She started to bitch. She'd get kind of scaly, lift that lovely pointed chin of hers. Her cheekbones would play in the kitchen light, bounce off balls of it so that it seemed like she glittered. But in her readings, all those cups, cards turned over, leaking all over the damn place, her unfortunate emotional incontinence turning the room slimy. That one, the lover's card, the two of cups, which she longed for, it never showed up in the 8 readings I did before I cut her off. So she changed directions, stopped asking for knowledge, and went back to her idea of making potions. Last I heard, she'd been charged with reckless endangerment as a result of dosing some guy's drink in the teacher's lounge. She called it religious persecution. The guy she had dosed didn't agree. He pressed charges.